thunder of jets in an open sky, a streak of gray, and a cheerful...
A loop, a whirl, and a vertical climb, and once again you'll know it's time for the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and friends.
Starring that supersonic speedster, Rocket J. Squirrel, with his pal Bullwinkle the Moose, and a host of others.
Hurry, Bullwinkle! The show's about to start!
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Wave to the people!
Yay!
Now what are you doing?
Signing autographs. Let's see. John Smith.
But your name is Bullwinkle.
I know, but that's hard to spell.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. Come on and join us.
Sure, there's always room for one more.
Perry discovered the North Pole, Amundsen the South. However, neither of these esteemed explorers would have had much success finding Frostbite Falls, Minnesota in the dead of winter. Incidentally, that's it, that steeple sticking up out of the snow. Now, with the town submerged under 30 or 40 feet of the soft white stuff, you might wonder how its inhabitants managed to dig their way out. Well, they don't. They rely completely on the snowplow. A snowplow with antlers.
Spring will be a trifle late this fall.
Bullwinkle, is that you up there? It's me, Granny Goodfoot.
Keep talking, Granny, till I get zeroed in.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to be here today on this...
Gotcha!
Oh, Bullwinkle, bless your mittens.
And that's the way it went throughout the winter. The moose unearthed an average of 20 frostbitten frostbite fallers a day.
Here, my boy, here's a ruble for your trouble.
No, sir, not one red cent.
With the arrival of spring, when the thermometer came all the way up to zero, the grateful townfolk decided to reward their faithful snowplow.
Let's get him a watch.
Let's get him a bigger shovel.
No, we must get him something worthy of his labor.
So they merged their meager finances and ordered a statue of Fulton J.T. Figsby, the man who first discovered icicles.
Why the white tie and tails, Bullwinkle?
Haven't you heard, Rock? I'm to be giving a testimonial dinner.
Yeah, but that's a week away. Besides, you're not fully dressed.
Sure I am. I got on my fuchsia spats, my cerise hanky, my... Ooh, shame on you, Rocket J. Squirrel. You let me come out here without a shirt on. Practically stark naked in front of all these people.
Now, it's common knowledge that the only laundry in Frostbite Falls is run by a former cookie cutter.
All your shirts have holes in them.
Yeah, here's a gingerbread boy. There's a macaroon. Doggone it, I don't have one decent shirt to my... Oh, yes, I do. Ta-da! This one I've been saving for a special occasion.
That's a shirt?
Of course it's a shirt. It even has truffles.
It also has a spot.
Where?
Alas, an infinitesimal dash of Tabasco sauce marred an otherwise ghastly piece of wearing apparel.
Get some spot remover.
Here you are.
That's a rolled-up newspaper.
Well, I knew a feller who had a dog named Spot, and this was the doggone spot remover you ever did see.
Not bothering to explain, Rocky proceeded to eradicate the stain.
That's funny.
A straight line funny?
I mean, the spot. It's spreading.
Sure enough, the ink stain grew larger.
You said it was Tabasco sauce.
Well, from here it looked like it.
It doesn't matter. I shall simply wrap it up thusly and send it to be laundered.
To Carl, a cookie cutter?
No, to Ed Foo Young's Chinese Laundry.
I hope you don't mind my asking, Bullwinkle, but exactly where is your shirt going?
Well, Rock, when you're looking for a Chinese laundry, you don't look in Switzerland.
Oh, don't tell me.
Yup. One round-trip ticket to Shanghai.
Shanghai? China?
They got a Shanghai in Ohio, but they don't do shirts as well.
Better make that 2 round-trip tickets, please.
Say, Rock, does anybody ever wonder where we get all the money to gallivant around the world like we do?
Never mind, Bullwinkle. The plane's leaving in an hour.
Yeah, but I think it's all so improbable.
Well, like the man said when he built a bigger building, we're off on another story, and a tall one at that. Be with us next time for Hello, Orient, or That's Some Dandy-Looking China you have there.
Happiness, my boy, is not to be found in borrowed finery.
Is that why you dress up in that old sheet?
This isn't an old sheet, Junior. It's an old toga. And an old well, as usual, you've missed the whole point of what I'm trying to teach you.
Maybe if you spelled it out for me, Pop?
All right, Junior. Now, hand me that scroll over there. Yeah, that's it. There now. Now, let me see. When we left little Orphan Annie, she and Daddy Warbuck were... Junior, you haven't handed me the scroll. You've handed me your comic book. Now, let's get with it, lad, huh? Now then, once upon a time...
Pop.
Yes, son?
Do you think fables will ever replace TV?
Now, let me continue with the story. Once upon a time, there was this crow.
Tell me, man, are you going to be a crow all your life?
Well, I have not given it much thought.
You know, like I'm sick of being a crow. I'm sick of going around in the same old tired black suit. Sick, sick, sick. You know what I'm going to be?
Well, I have not given it much thought.
I'm going to be a peacock. Man, those crazy colors. You know why the peacock has such a gorgeous tail?
Well, I have not given it much thought.
It's the chicks, man, the chicks. He just flashes that old tail and all those crazy cuckoo colors show up. And those chicks, they really flip. Yes, sir, that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be a peacock.
Of course.
You
I
haven't given it
much
a thought. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but tell me, how can a crow become a peacock? I mean, don't you have to be born that way, peacock-wise, bat ears?
Like I've been telling you, it's the tail, man. It's the tail. All you got to do is get some of them wild multicolored feathers and look out, chicks, because your big daddy is in town. Ooh, badoo, skaw, bidaw, you turn out the lights and you call the law. Hey, man, like where can I pick up on some of them crazy feathers you cats carry around to impress the chicks?
Oh, I've really got a live one this time. Let me see. You'd like to purchase a colorful tail, is that it?
Oh, Daddy, you are reading me loud and clear. What I mean, I want a tail that is the living end.
Well, I think we can fix you up. Let me see. You seem to be a size 34 to me. Listen, you know that old feather duster we have around here?
Yeah, boss.
Well, stick it in some paint. This crow will buy anything.
Is this it? I mean, this is the real thing? A real peacock tail?
The real thing.
Well, you just watch my dust.
Just watch your duster.
Oh, now that I've got a peacock's tail, why should I fool around with crows, just black crows? From now on, it is bigger game. Why not the real thing, like peacocks? Pardon me, ma'am, but are there any more at home like you?
Well, yes. But I doubt if there are any more at home like you. And if there are, I certainly hope they stay there.
Man, I was doing all right until that sudden snowstorm. Strange, you know, a snowstorm in July. Gad, free moke, what weather. I had better go home and put on a muffler. Oh, George, I believe I'm catching a cold. This unseasonable weather. Like, wow.
Not a bad-looking crow. But what's he doing bundled up like that in July? He must be some kind of a kook.
Like, good afternoon, dearie. Better stand back. I've got me a very nasty cold.
Listen, I just thought you were a harmless nut. But if you're going to accost young ladies with your stupid practical jokes, I'm afraid...
Practical jokes? Please, lady, I'm not a joker. I'm a peacock.
Police!
Yes, lady. Hey, is this nut bothering you?
Well, I was just walking down the street, minding my own business, when this creep comes up.
All right, Buster. Move along.
But, Mr. Brass, sir, it's you two are the nuts, dressed like you are in weather like this. Like you're going to catch your death of cold.
Wait a minute, buddy. At the present time, it's 94 degrees in the shade. Now move along.
But you don't understand. I'm a peacock.
That did it. It's the cope for you.
So poor Crow languished in the clink for impersonating a peacock for a long, long time. So long, in fact, that all of the feathers fell out of his tail, or his feather duster, but he was released on good behavior.
Man, you know what I'm going to be?
Well, I have not given it much thought.
A stork. Man, I'm going to get me a pair of stilts. I'm going to be 9 feet tall. You know, the chicks really dig them tall birds. Man, I'm going to get those old sticks, and I'm going to walk me up a storm.
And so you see, son, old Crow never did learn his lesson, which just goes to show
That the moral of this fable is very feeble.
Huh?
You know, Pop,
How's that, son?
I don't think fables will ever replace TV.
Ready, Rock?
You sure you know how to work that thing?
No. Anyways, here's what it was supposed to look like.
Time now for the biggest thinker of them all, Mr. Know-It-All.
Hello, America! Today's mental fire drill comes under the heading of How to Be a Cowpuncher Without Getting Hit Back. The simplest way of learning how to punch cows is to join a cattle drive. The person who does the hiring is called a 5-man, which is a 4-man who got promoted.
You with the built-in chaps. It's beddy by time for cattle. You stand guard. You got gun?
Sure, right here.
Tell me, why you got hot water bottle on gun?
It's a sick shooter.
Not feeling good, huh? Does it shoot?
Does it shoot?
Now look what you done. Cattle are stampeding.
Never fear, I shall stop them.
How do you stop 5,000 fear-crazed beasts?
By holding up 5 fear-crazed fingers and saying, whoa!
That's very good. How do you get them started again?
Oh, by saying, giddy-up. After serving his apprenticeship, the full-fledged cowboy now puts his knowledge to use by joining a rodeo, or radio, they're both correct.
And the winner of the Bronco busting event is Mr. Know-It-All.
Golly, Mr. Know-It-All, you sure can ride.
Yeah, you're only supposed to stay on 10 seconds. I've been on this critter 10 hours.
How do you manage to stay on him so long?
Very simple. I got a pocket full of dimes.
Hello out there. Peabody here, along with my pet boy Sherman and my Wayback Machine. Sherman is the one in the short trousers.
The Wayback's all warmed up, Mr. Peabody.
Excellent, Sherman. Set the indicator for the year 1885.
And our destination?
Buffalo Bill's Wild West Show, where we'll meet Annie Oakley. Like all of my inventions, the Wayback behaved flawlessly, transporting Sherman and me inside Annie Oakley's dressing room. We were just in time to witness a superb exhibition of marksmanship.
Wow, she didn't miss one.
Remarkable, Miss Oakley, remarkable.
You mean remarkably bad, don't you?
I wouldn't call 5 out of 5 bad.
I would. I wasn't aiming at them glasses.
She directed our attention to a large target hanging on the wall.
I've taken 49 shots at that thing and I ain't hit it yet. Watch.
I was certain this time she would definitely hit the target, especially since she was standing but 2 feet away from it.
Unbelievable, ain't it?
Perhaps if you had your eyes examined.
Oh, my eyes is all right. It's this here brand new gun. I just can't get used to it. Now, my old gun.
What happened to your old gun, Miss Oakley?
It was swiped.
Stolen?
Uh-huh. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why.
The reason became apparent as soon as Buffalo Bill stepped into the room.
I got good news for you, Annie. I just arranged a special shooting match for tonight, and I bet everything we got.
Oh? Who is Miss Oakley's competition?
A fella named Forrest Primeval. He's dead certain he can outshoot you, Annie.
He's got a good bet, Bill.
Shucks, Annie. Ain't no one shoots better than you. Yes, sir, I bet everything we got.
Annie, what is the major difference between this new rifle and your old one?
Ain't much difference, except maybe in the shape.
Annie produced a picture of her old gun, and the shape was out of the ordinary.
I used to use it for shooting around trees.
Couldn't you bend this new rifle to look like the old one, Mr. Peabody?
My dear boy, I'm a genius, not a Hercules. There was only one thing to do, recover Annie's old rifle, and I had a hunch where it might be.
By midnight tonight, I'll be richer one Wild West show.
Forrest Primeval?
Who are you?
My name is Peabody. I have come for Annie Oakley's rifle.
Oh, of course. I merely borrowed it. You'll find it lying on the stove.
Here, take it, Sherman.
Golly, Mr. Peabody, it melted.
Oh, I guess I left it on the stove too long. Well, do give my best to Miss Oakley. See you at the match tonight.
That evening, a huge crowd assembled in the main tent to witness the titanic struggle.
I tell you, if I have to shoot this here straight rifle, I ain't gonna hit nothing. Except maybe some people.
Primeval, on the other hand, was a picture of confidence.
Buffalo Bill and I went over the rules this morning. Annie and I both get one shot to hit a 1-cent piece that's sitting 100 feet away on top of Buffalo Bill's head. I'll go first.
Primeval primed his evil gun, took aim, fired.
There. That should be close enough to win.
Reluctantly, Annie raised her new rifle. Just then, we arrived on the scene.
My gun. Did you bring my trusty old gun?
Yes, but we found it in a somewhat liquefied state.
Well, even I can't shoot a gun like that.
Perhaps I can.
Hey, what's going on here? Look, Miss Oakley, either you shoot or forfeit the match.
Having no alternative, Annie shouldered the new rifle.
Gee, Mr. Peabody, it looks hopeless.
Not hopeless, Sherman. Just bad. If I can fire exactly when she does, perhaps I can deflect her bullet to the target.
That's impossible, Mr. Peabody.
Nothing is impossible for a Peabody. You may shoot when ready, Miss Oakley.
At what, pray tell?
At the coin on Buffalo Bill's head. Annie shrugged, then fired, and so did I.
You did it, Mr. Peabody.
What else?
Any girl plumb smack in the middle.
Needless to say, Buffalo Bill kept his Wild West show, while Annie Oakley kept her reputation. As for Forrest Primeval, he fell into a severe state of shock. So severe he couldn't move a muscle. And strange as it seems, as the years wore on, Primeval became a national monument. But then I suppose you've heard of him. Petrified Forrest?
Let's face it, any moose who spends the winter digging his neighbors out of the snow deserves a tribute.
3 cheers for Bullwinkle!
Oh, we have to give him more than that.
4 cheers?
They decided to honor him with a testimonial dinner. Unfortunately, although he had white tie and tails, he lacked a shirt.
Oh, no, I don't. I've been saving this one for years.
Well, you didn't save it long enough.
Yes, the shirt was not only gauche, but extremely bizarre.
That's where I got the pattern for it. Out of Harper's Bazaar.
It wasn't an easy shirt to get close to, but if you managed to get within 3 feet, you noticed a stain.
Shucks, I'll have that out in a jiffy.
Rocky didn't have a jiffy. Perhaps that's why the stain expanded. Shortly thereafter, a plane bearing Bullwinkle's shirt took off into the wild blue.
Yonder.
You're sending your shirt to a laundry, right?
Right.
To a Chinese laundry, right?
Well, they're known for their smart work.
However, the Chinese laundry he mailed it to was in Shanghai, China.
2 tickets to Shanghai, please. I have to pick it up in order to be back here in time for the banquet.
How come we didn't go with the shirt in the first place?
You saw that shirt. Would you want to ride with it?
Shanghai has a population of millions employed in various occupations, among which is the Mammoth Frap Toy Manufacturing Company, whose slogan, "If it's a frap, it's great," is known the world over.
Better not go into the laboratory, Mr. Frapp. Professor Steinmetz left orders not to be disturbed.
I'm an employer, Miss Bracegirdle. I can disturb anybody.
Gently, Boris, gently.
You don't got to tell me I got the hands of a sturgeon.
That's surgeon, Boris.
Don't call me Boris. My pseudonym is Steinmetz.
Steinmess, I want to see what you're working on.
Go away. Can't you see I'm... Oh, hello, man who pays salary. I kiss your hand. The one you signed the checks with.
Good grief, what are you cooking in that hibachi?
His great new toy. I call it Mickey Mouse Watch. You see the little hand points to the hour?
That's the oldest toy in the world. Steinmess, you're fired. Out, out, both of you, out!
Bullwinkle's shirt reached its destination on Monday. Our heroes, due to a monsoon over Santa Barbara, didn't get to Shanghai until Wednesday. There on the corner of Chow and Main, they spotted, perhaps that's the wrong word, Ed Fu Young's Chinese Laundry.
Well, looks like we finally caught up with the little rascal.
It sure does, and I can't wait to... That's odd.
Your last word was 2. That isn't odd, it's even.
Look who's walking into the laundry.
Sure enough, Steinmess, Boris and Natasha were also patronizing Ed Fu Young's.
I'm a little too far away to tell, but that looks like our old friends Pick and Pat.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Come on.
You can imagine our hero's surprise to discover that the only person in the laundry was a man behind the counter.
Well, whoever came in here disappeared.
Hello there, man behind the counter. I have come for my shirt.
We're very busy. You present ticket, you get shirt.
He doesn't have a ticket. You see, this entire transaction was perpetrated under some extraordinary circumstances.
You like to break that down into English?
And the little squirrel proceeded to recapitulate episodes 1 and 2. But let us digress and enter a secret room behind the laundry. It is here that Boris and Natasha found refuge from prying eyes. What's going on? I'm afraid we won't know until our next chapter, tentatively entitled Let's Blow Up New York, or We Bombed 'em at the Palace.
Well, it looks as if our time has just about run out.
Mine must be a little slow.
You got the credits, Bullwinkle?
All on this itty-bitty card. Oop!
We're late again, Bullwinkle.
Right.
Bye now. See you next time.